Hey, what's up guys? This is Thiago from Flip, okay? Welcome back to our channel, to our video classes. And in this specific video class, we're going to talk about the second conditionals, alright? So before I even start talking about this topic, I would like you to take a look at another video, right, in our channel. It's the lesson 12 of the playlist 2B, okay? Lesson 12, playlist 2B. It's about if clauses, okay? Or more specifically, in this lesson, you see a little about the first conditionals, okay? But as I said, in this one, we're going to be talking about the second conditionals, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take a look. Okay, my friends, so as I said, today we'll talk a little bit about the second conditional, okay? But before I explain how to use it, I'm going to give you some examples, all right? We're going to create some situations here. So first, take a look at this picture I have here, right? This stressed guy, okay? This impatient guy, this guy right here, his name is Gus, all right? Now pay attention to Gus's situation, okay? Gus will not get promoted. That's why he's stressed out, you know. He was hoping, he was expecting to get promoted, but he is not going to get promoted. That's why he's so stressed out. But based on this information, I can say that, for example, if he got promoted, he will not get promoted. But if he got, he would be very happy, right? I need you to pay special attention to the verb get. In this case, it's in the past, got. And the modal verb would, okay? If he got promoted, he would be very happy, okay? So we are using simple past, as you see, with got, and the modal verb would, okay? So let me give you some more examples. I'll continue talking about the second conditional, but now I'll give you Hazel, right? This little girl here, her name is Hazel. So let's take a look at Hazel's situation. Hazel is crying because she doesn't watch TV at night. You know, she never watches TV at night, which is a problem. For her, I mean, she loves watching TV, but she can't, I mean, she doesn't watch TV at night. But based on this situation, I can create a hypothesis. I can create a condition. For example, I can say that if she watched TV at night, she wouldn't cry. Okay, she is crying because she doesn't watch TV. But if she watched TV, she wouldn't cry. You see? Right? So this is another example. Now, to close, I'm going to keep talking about the second condition. I'm going to give you a third example. Take a look at Lauren, okay? This is Lauren. She's a little worried, you know, she's preoccupied. And then I have a situation here. It says that Lauren is worried, you see, she is worried because she doesn't have any money. Okay, she is poor, she doesn't have any money, she's broke, right? But if she had some money, she would pay her bills. She is worried because she has bills to pay and she doesn't have money to pay for the bills, right? She doesn't have any money to pay for the bills. But if she had some money, she would pay her bills. Okay? This is it. Now that I gave you three different situations, three different second conditional phrases, I'm going to move on and I'm going to talk now a little bit about the structure of the second conditional. All right? So pay attention. The second conditional, basically, we can divide in two different phrases, two different sentences, okay? One that we can call the if clause, which is the imaginary condition, and one that we can call the main clause, the imaginary result of this condition. Yeah? For example, in the case of Hazel, I said, if she watched TV at night, this is the imaginary condition. If she watched TV at night, and then I can give the imaginary result. Yeah? The main clause, she wouldn't cry. You see, if in case she watched TV at night, she wouldn't cry. Okay? Now, do you understand the difference between if clause and main clause? So the imaginary condition and the imaginary result. So now I will use these two different clauses to show them to you in a context. Okay? So let's take a look at the context I have created here. We have if clause. If I had a lot of money, this is an imaginary condition, right? If I had a lot of, unfortunately, my friends, I don't have a lot of money, right? But if I had a lot of money, imaginary condition, and then we have the main clause, I would travel. So look, right now, my dream is to travel. Yeah, I really want to travel, but I don't have the money. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. Okay? But, as I said, if I had a lot of money, I would travel. So I have the imaginary condition, if I had a lot of money. Remember that imaginary condition is introduced by if, okay? The condition is always in the if clause, right? And the imaginary result is always in the main clause. So we have there, if I had a lot of money, not my case, anyways, if I had a lot of money, I would travel, but I would only travel, as I said, if I had a lot of money. All right? Okay? So I hope it's a little more clear for you, right? I hope it's clear for you. But then I have some other examples here, okay? So let's take a look at our next slide, still talking about the second conditional. I have some phrases here. Let's take a look, some examples, okay? Let's take a look. First one, if I had some spare time, some extra time, some free time, I would visit my brother. So you see, right now, I don't visit my brother because I don't have the time. Yeah, I'm working a lot. But, as I said, if I had some spare time, some extra time, some free time, as I said, I would visit my brother, okay? So, visiting my brother is a direct imaginary result of the condition of having some spare time, right? Now, take a look at the next one I have here. If, attention to this one is very important. If John could buy a new car, he would buy an SUV. If he could buy a new car, he would buy an SUV. So it's important to show you that it's also possible to use could in the if clause because it represents the past, right? Okay, I'm using the past and then would. Could represents the past. So if John could buy a new car, he would buy an SUV, right? Imaginary condition. If he could, he can't. But if he could buy, he would buy an SUV. He wouldn't buy a sedan or he wouldn't buy a van. He would buy an SUV. Okay? And finally, I need special attention to this next sentence too. The sentence says, if I were a millionaire, I would have a yacht. Right? So, if I were a millionaire, I would have a yacht. So, in this case, you see that we are using the verb be in the past. Right? But in this case, if you analyze, the verb be is different from the original form because the verb be in the past, conjugated with the pronoun I, for example, says, I was, right? I am a teacher now. I was a student in the past, okay? But every time I use an if clause, attention to this, this is very important for you to analyze. Every time I use an if clause, the use of the verb be in the if clause must be were, okay? Especially if it's, of course, in the second conditional, okay? I don't use was for second conditional if clauses, okay? So in this case, I am going to conjugate the verb be like this, always, okay? If I were a millionaire, if I were rich, if I were the mayor, if you were a teacher, if she were my friend, okay? Always like this. But attention, I can see some differences between the correct grammar and the common use, okay? The correct grammar is for you to conjugate the verb be in the past always like this, were, okay? Were. But, of course, when you are talking to people in informal conversations, many people will use if I was. If I was a millionaire, okay, it's possible, but it's appropriate for some conditions, especially for informal conversations, but it's actually grammatically incorrect. All right? So, basically, this is it. Now, my friends, now that I have given you some examples, I'm going to ask you to think a little bit, right? You can even in these moments of the video, you can pause it and read the if clauses and try to complete them. Let's take a look at the next slides I have here for you, right? Second conditional, but now I will give you some activities, right? Take a look at the first one. If they had $10, so you imagine, they don't have $10, right? They don't. But if they had $10, in your opinion, what would they do, right? Okay? You can try to complete this sentence, all right? Try to complete it, and maybe you can put them in our comments below here, okay? Right? So pay attention to the next one. The first one, as I said, if they had $10, you can complete. If John weren't sick, attention to the use of the verb be in the past, yeah? John is he, but the conjugation of the verb be for if clauses is always were, okay? Except, as I said before, for informal conversation. So we have there. If John weren't sick, then what? How can you complete this phrase? You can try at home. Remember, weren't, okay? If John weren't sick, okay? I don't know. If John weren't sick, he would go to school. He would go to work. He would go to the beach. He would play soccer, whatever. He is sick, so he can't do this stuff, these things. But if he weren't sick, he would do whatever you can complete with. All right? And I have one more for you. Let's take a look. If we had, imagine I am talking from Brazil, all right? I'm talking from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And you know, like sometimes we have problems with schools, especially public schools. But if we had in Brazil, in our case here, if we had better schools, what would happen? I mean, what would be different? You can complete that with your own information at home. You can say, if we had better schools, we would have better students. If we had better schools, we would have better education. Okay? So you can complete however you would like. Okay? And finally, the last example I have here for you says, if she could live in China, if she had the chance to live in China, I'm not talking about I am using a verb that represents the past, which is could. But I'm not talking about any action in the past, okay? I am talking about a possibility. If she could live in China, if she had the chance to live in China, what would happen? She would be rich, or she would love to live there. What would happen if she could live in China? It's up to you to complete, okay? But remember, in this case, I'm using could, okay? Could buy, could go, could live, all right? So I need you to pay attention to two special things when talking about second conditionals, okay? First one, if clauses, for if clauses, I'm going to use were when I use the verb be in the past, okay? Always were. And it's also possible to use could, all right, to express the past, but of course, as I said, not specifically an action in the past, but a possibility, all right? In this case, as I said, we're going to use the modal verb could. All right? So, my friends, basically this is it. I hope this video has helped you, okay? Don't forget to watch our other video, okay, that we have on YouTube. It's on playlist 2B, lesson 12, to talk about the first conditionals, okay? So, it's been a pleasure having you guys. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.